continue working on my personal project here and continue chipping away at this boy, this good time boy. Let me just set up on my own personal, on my side, my music. Can't work without music. I have, oh my goodness, so many windows. So many windows. Okay, actually, yeah, that's a pretty good format right there. That's not right. Let's see, switch account. It's alright. Unfortunately, YouTube Music does this thing where, like, if I want my music to shuffle, I have a 3,000 plus playlist of songs. I have to shuffle the whole playlist instead of just hitting shuffle on the widget, which means sometimes missing out on music that I was already kind of getting into. Oh God, Toby Fox, you're just so good. Save to playlist. Put this under bangers. Like most of Toby Fox's music just goes under bangers for me. I have mentioned this yesterday. I have multiple VGM playlists, video game music playlists. One that's just kind of like everything, and then I have one that's like I call the VGM bangers list. So it's just music that like I can listen to this all the time. And then I have others that are like themed. So I have one for Halloween when Halloween season comes around. I have one for Christmas when that comes around. I'm even crafting like one for a baby for whenever my wife and I have a kid, and all that stuff. So yeah, I love video game music. That's not what the stream's about, but if I ever stop doing art, it's because I'm managing the music. Battery's getting low. Ooh, 1 second. Hey, this channel is called Gaming. Yes, it is. If you notice, I changed the channel name again. I have reasons which I will explain to you whenever we talk. Oh God, let me. I should probably be all settled in before I start any of this stuff, but whatever. Alright, let's get to it. These darned feathers that I am going to be here for a while doing. It's funny because probably the least interesting part of this character at the moment to look at, but it is what it is. Eventually, it'll turn from an ugly duckling into a beautiful swan of a piece. Just gotta keep at it. Thank you, thank you. Oh, I already know that you liked this dude. I'm pretty sure. I'm excited to get to the color phase on this guy. And do any touch-ups and stuff like that. I still need to do his katana as well. What is this? Get out of here. I don't even want to see you. Where is... I have all this named and I still have trouble finding... There we go, sheath. There we go, put that away. Okay, well this is a banger. Banger. Banger! I was having this problem yesterday. I have different shades of gray that are really close to each other at this point of the feathers. So I see it up close that they're different. I just need to push through it and not give a hoot about it. Why? Does feel a little odd. The way I have these feathers gradiating, but just looking at my reference, it just depends on how the light hits. So like the feathers can pick up on lighting. You know, in a way that's like you get a lot of shiny spots, a lot of dark spots really easily, closer to like real hair or I don't want to say metal, but similar. So right now I'm like, I kind of feel the way I have this going, but at the same time I kind of want some darks up here, right? Actually, let me put this in a different layer in case I'm not feeling it. I think I was feeling it, though. Sometimes I don't know exactly what I want to do. I just know it needs something. So, just create a new layer, put it down, look at it, see if I jive with it or not. I am jiving, so I'm going to keep going. I can always tone this down a little bit too. That's too harsh. I think it's good. That's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Okay, so I need to do what I was doing on the other side, but over here. Excuse me. Hi, baby girl. Hold on. I know. Come here. You're just gonna stare at me? Okay. It's minor, but I can see it. I can see it. Man. Oh, I just picked up in the middle of that one. Excuse me. I don't think I actually want the actual... Well, maybe I do. I don't know. We'll see. Probably with the longer feathers. I was looking at the, like the... I don't know what to call it. I want to call it the stem part of the feather. That hard bit in the middle that the feathers are coming off of. I'm looking at this one reference here that, like, you only really see it on these longer ones. You don't need them in these shorter ones. So I'm gonna continue what I'm doing. Trying to think. It's kind of an odd gradient, isn't it? But you know, to go darker is also kind of odd, isn't it? Out of curiosity, let's go and add a multiply. It's gonna look really harsh at first, but I just need to confirm my suspicions here. Let's just do it really harshly anyways, because it's just a test. Yeah, I guess that is pretty good what I wanted to do. How did I end up doing this back here? Stop it. If I put this in here, is that too harsh? Oh, yes it is, but let's tone this down. Something like this. Kind of feel that. If I go any lower than that, then let's try it. I know, baby girl, I'm trying a thing here. I hear you. You are 24 minutes early for food, which means 24 minutes of you begging, and 24 minutes of daddy needing to be patient and concentrating while you yell. No, you're not really yelling, you're just giving these cute meows because cats are manipulators. Yes, you're manipulating me. You're trying to train me to giving you food, and you know it works. It is a rude girl. Is this too loud? Let's see. Music, volume bar. Oh no, it's still on the lower end. I didn't watch my VOD back. Thank you. I didn't watch my VOD back last night, but I'm gonna trust it, because that's how you do things. You just kind of just throw it out in the ether and just hope that things work out. Let's see. Just looking at my phone here. I don't remember if I said this on stream yesterday. I might have. And whoa, what's happening here? Because I really appreciate doing art stuff while streaming, because it helps me concentrate. I was dealing with some just personal stuff, and without going into too much detail, I was stressing myself out a lot, and it was hard to de-stress, or maybe not de-stress is the word, but just learning to deal with that stuff. Yeah, that's all like therapy talk and all that stuff, but you know, the short of it is like I'm trying to work on personal stuff while also dealing with anxiety and stuff, and I found streaming and working on this stuff kind of therapeutic in a way. Or, I don't know if therapeutic is the word, but kind of like it lets me focus and gets me talking. And it keeps me honest because now it's just like, all right, well, I should work on something, and kind of committing to a thing. It kind of helps. Is that the correct kind? The soundtrack is gonna go all over the place. Can I grab this black? Is that even? So, let's try to go through this quicker. I think I'm getting the vibes of what this should be. That is not the right gray. Did I hit it? Oh, is it because I'm hitting it twice? No, that doesn't make sense because this is all color picker. I'm trying to solve the mystery as to why sometimes I get like I mean, it's definitely happening as I'm hitting it twice. Oh, not really, because I just double tapped it there. It's just sometimes it color picks like a lighter gray, even though that's not what I'm hovered over. Alright, well, continues being a mystery. I'm gonna push through. It's annoying, but I'll deal. I know, Mama. Okay, let's clean this up. I was in the middle. So easy. It's like you play a game like Breath of the Wild or an open world game where you're like, I have an objective. I need to go this way. And then you're like, oh, but what's this over here? And you get easily sidetracked into something else that's just also fun to engage with. It's kind of art for me. You might be hearing my wife talking to my birds upstairs, but yeah, it's sort of engaging to me. Like, okay, I need to do this thing, but this thing over here. Let me touch this back up. Okay. I won't lie, kind of, I don't want to say hate, but annoyed that I need to do both sides of this, because it's kind of like mirrored, but not. You do need to treat them differently. The light is going to hit them differently. I also don't want it to feel too obvious. That's like, oh, the back side of the mirror is the same as the front side of the mirror. So I wanted to have their own distinct look. So it just does sort of feel like you're doing double the work. Is that what I want? I have that feather. I have that feather. I have that. Okay, so it is what I want. It's just confusing. I know, baby girl. It feels like I'm repeating myself. Kind of like how you're repeating yourself. With the cries for food. As if you can trick me into thinking I didn't feed you. Ah! No, stop it. Stop it, you. that what I want? I feel like that can go almost a little higher, right? Right, baby girl? I feel like it could go a little higher. Like up here, maybe? I think we also just leave it like that. It doesn't need that. Oh god. What did it just do? Sometimes the shortcut to navigate in this virtual space, in this 3D space I should say, not virtual, it's the same key that you would press to bring up a shortcut, and if I'm not careful enough, I might accidentally hit the wrong thing. And then I'll be like, what the heck did I just turn on? Ba ba ba. Sweetness, you are early. You are early. No. Okay, so we're getting there. This backside is not where I want it to be. Is it? Is this doing what I think it's doing? That's not the color picker I wanted. That's the one. I think that's the one. Yep. I think I need to start doing it from further away, or looking at it from further away. It's hard to put down feathers from close, or sorry, from far away. Okay. What I want? Yeah. That is what I want. At some point I need to move on from this and revisit it later once everything else is laid down. I think I have enough separation. I have enough what it is that I'm looking for to move on. I think I do. No, one more thing actually. I feel like I'm doing that thing in it was in the episode of Parks and Rec where they're looking at colors to do for their, was it their business or their club or something, or Tom Hagerford, and they're like looking at the different like they're looking at black, like 4 different types of black. To the audience it just looks like all the same, but to them they're like, no, this one's midnight black, and this one's ebony black, and this one's whatever black. I feel like that's probably what's happening on stream right now. But I see that there's a difference. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. Like I said, feathers are new to me. And I'm kind of just learning exactly how I want to approach this. I think I had the right idea on layers, but then I wanted to add more layers and it kind of just working in these colors is kind of making it a little bit difficult, but I think I'm turning it around. Okay, now the other side. This side is a little bit messier. It's way more jaggedy. It made sense in the moment, but it still does. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Why do I not remember the song in the game? Where does it play it? I've played this game a million times. I'm pretty sure it's encoded in my DNA. So much about the game, but I can't remember where it plays this song. It just means I need to replay it. It's been a few years since I replayed it. I was doing a Mario marathon with my wife, but other games came up, so that took priority, because I have a ridiculous backlog. But I'll for sure revisit the whole entire series if they announce a new mainline Mario game. So it's still reading busy. Sorta. I need to bring the shade of gray a little bit higher. Game over. Kind of a peaceful, like, this is what you hear before you die. Like, if I could hear this before I die in my deathbed, it's kind of peaceful. Game over. Like, wouldn't mind that. But that's probably what I should do. I should look at a list of like games that are it's just game over tunes and pick the one that I want to go out with. The other options, Metal Gear. it's just a Colonel just yelling out my name. Snag! Snag! But just my name. Okay, I remember what I was doing. I was sidetracked with something. I was fixing a thing, and I already forgot what I was doing. So the way I texture most things, and I'm trying to apply it here and having some success. Again, still trying to get used to like what I should do with feathers. But and the same thing with sculpting too. You kind of like doing the brush strokes in the direction where like how like the texture is kind of going, and you might just get some happy accidents and like just how the texture ends up looking, and just like you end up keeping it even though it wasn't quite my intention. There's some intention in the brush strokes, but the look itself might just be by accident, and this especially is useful if you're trying to like speed up a part. Like know there's gonna be a particular look to, like, I think I'm gonna show my muscles, not my personal muscles, but this character's muscles here. Like, the striations of the muscle fibers go a particular way, so I try to have my brush strokes go in that particular way, and you might get some texture there on the skin that might resemble muscle fibers, or just skin stretching, or just whatever, something that looks a little bit more natural. And I'll do that throughout like most of the things that I texture when I think about it. It's very rare. I mean, I'll still, do brush strokes in other directions, but the primary brush strokes are still the ones that go in that direction. Sweetness, you got 6 minutes. Alright, I'm gonna feed you now because I think I'm caving in. Hold up, let me undo what I just did there because I wasn't feeling it. Alright, let me feed you. The Yoshis are being born. Oh, they don't make the sound effects. It's only in the actual ending of the game. Okay. It's my first time hearing the track. And this is the credits part. Alright, hold on. Yes, I know, baby girl. Sweet child. Please wait. Hiya, mama. I know, baby girl. I know, baby. The end. Oh, some food fell on the floor, baby. There you go. I know, baby girl. The food's coming. Slave driver. Oh, what the fuck is that? Okay, I see. Oh, my eyelids. Alright, I need to remember that laundry needs to be switched to the dryer. I will forget. It usually happens. I probably set a reminder for myself. Be better about that. Oh, put this away. It's dinner. Oh, this music's so good. Banger. Alright. The track is already on the list, yeah. Figured. Wanted to make sure. Also a good song. Most of the music from the original soundtrack is so good. I don't mind some of the remake versions, but I feel like it loses a lot of the essence that I like about the original. They try everything with a remake, like it feels like, oh, it needs to be extra. It needs to be either extra or just way too different. And it's not my jam. I know other people love it. I still enjoy some of the tracks and have them on this playlist, but if I had to pick one over the other, I prefer the original. I know a lot of people like the new remakes, or remake and rebirth. I don't love them as much. I still play them. It's hard to talk about like what you like and dislike to the general public. Not general public, I don't know. Just kind of like an addressing a lot of people type of way, like on forums or chats or whatever, like whether you like or dislike something, because people take offense to it or whatever. But if you love the game, cool. I just personally did not connect with some of the choices that it did with, especially Rebirth. Rebirth I found way more painful to go through than Remake. Rebirth, if I just stuck to the main campaign, I think I would have had a better time, because I did enjoy those parts. Where it fell off for me was the open world stuff. I thought was incredibly painful to navigate through, especially when you played games like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Elden Ring. That just sort of push what it's like to play in these spaces and enjoy navigating in these open worlds, and not just feel like just a big space that you just pick up items and like that's the reward, is you just pick up an item, or you just fight things. Like there's no real advantage to being in this open space besides just saying that it's an open space. If that doesn't make sense, what was the one level, especially the last few open world spaces? The first one was the most generous one, where you just kind of just navigate through the space, but then the later ones, it's like, oh, you need to jump here to get to this one thing that's just like just above your head, and you're like, just jump up there, man. Just climb up, and like, if this is Zelda, I just would have just climbed up this thing. But no, I needed to take my chocobo to this point on the map here that launches me off to this other point, and it wasn't really a thing that I enjoyed. I always kind of had problems with open world games in the past, because it just felt like a checklist of things that you needed to hit, or you see this big open world and it's probably nice to look from the outside, but to actually navigate in that space, I feel like it's just a lot of filler time of moving through and random encounters, or not random encounters, but just fighting things just to keep you engaged because there's no other way to keep you engaged. And of course I want to fight things as I'm navigating through these spaces, but I would like it to feel unique and special. Like you made an open world game, like what's the why behind it? What's the, like I feel like Zelda Breath of the Wild and like I mentioned Elden Ring, they demonstrated like, well, this is why it's an open world game. We wanted you to experience these particular things. I really didn't connect with that in Rebirth. But if you did, good for you. I envy you. If I can love every single game that I played and not feel like it's a painful experience, then awesome. Oops. Yeah, it's starting to feel like a thing. Alright, now. Probably, let's start merging some of these down here. I have a lot of layers which can affect the performance of the software itself. I think my computer's fine, but at the same time, if I need to turn on and off a thing, I want to do so with one layer, not multiple layers. I do wish, I think there is a folder system in here, but it was acting weird for me when I did have it. Like if I don't want these folders anymore and I wanted these layers out of the folder, I had trouble pulling them out. If there's a way to do it, it's not intuitive. There's not a way to do it, it's annoying because now I have to deal with these layers stuck in these folders. So for now, the way I'm doing it is I have these distinct use your words, Michael. I have these distinct layers that are named, so like everything above wings here is related to wings. Everything above clothes here, well at this point I think everything above clothes is related to the whole body eventually. I think the short of it, what I'm trying to say is I have a system that I can follow along here where I know where things are so I don't get confused. This is that. Let's merge these down. And I like keeping what it was before for a while just to see like what the changes look like. I like kind of seeing the before and after. To see if I'm still jiving with what I had. For example, I think I liked what I had in the middle here from before versus what I have now. So I'm going to fix that. Get rid of it. And I was in the middle of the chest. I had it brighter, but just sitting on it for a few days and switching back to what it was before. I think I prefer what it was before. Cool. Hi, baby girl. Hi, Tonko. Alright. When I seen I had like a layer here that I used to lighten the feathers. It's because even if I wanted these feathers to be darker, I need to have enough. I needed to be able to see the feathers, and then I could probably just use darker colors to start adding the detail instead of the other way around where I think it can work either way, but the other way around would have been to have it a dark and then add in highlights. difficult. You are making this difficult to work. See, you are trying to get in position to lay down, but you have not. Come on, baby. There we go. She finally laid down. I was just waiting for her to lay down before I can continue working. She's on my lap. Making it difficult to work. Let's see. If this worked out the way I wanted to, all the details are up on this top layer. So, if I am right, because this was the intention until I got lost into fixing things and yada yada. Having good layer management helps, and hopefully it helps here, because now the new feathers I'm going to do the next row of it can all sit underneath this layer. So if I ever even exceed past it, I don't have to worry about it because it's sitting under the layer. So in theory, first name this, second explain or show what I'm talking about. Top feather layer. So let's say I'm gonna pick a blue color here so it stands out. It would stop here. That's actually too. Yeah, because I painted in some grays. Okay, I'm starting to see. Unfortunately, not working how I wanted it to exactly, but can probably fix that with just going over some of the grays by hand, maybe? I see, I see. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think what I'm describing will help with the next layer after this one right here, but I think I am SOL with what I'm trying to do with this one. It's not a big deal. Look at this again. Yeah. Okay, well, as long as I stay within my lane with these other ones, stay within these black or these darker lines that I have created here, I think I should be good. Alright, let me look at my reference here. I think what I could do is, I think these are the ones that going to be actual feathers. Oops. Oops. Right now I'm currently messing with my references. I don't have it on screen here, but my references all, the ones I pull off the internet, like even if they come in color, I will just desaturate them and turn them grayscale as well so I can see their values. I personally, in the past, I have textured in color from the start before, and that's been fine, but I had more success just having everything in grayscale and seeing the values that way, and then adding in the color afterwards, defining the colors using a grayscale filter, or not grayscale, a gradient filter, defining the colors that way. That's not perfect, but it gets me pretty far, and then I'll make any other adjustments by painting those adjustments in. And that has worked pretty well for me. Okay, so just looking at these references, I think what I could do is, what's sort of nice is some of these feathers I'm looking at, the outline is actually like a white. Could do that. All feathers are different on birds. Not all the feathers function the same way or reflect, or when you desaturate especially when you desaturate the colors in black and white, they don't do exactly the same thing. So some of the feathers I'm looking at, this one bird here, they have like a white outline. But if you look at it on a crow or a raven, they don't have that. And because these are black wings, I should look at the crow. Let's see. Honestly, they just sort of feel like each... These are just some soft transitions, some soft colors. I could have a distinct left and right side of the feather where there's that separation where the stem is. Because if I have the light from above... Let's see. I'm gonna do that. Okay, and I can always undo anything I'm doing here. It's okay if it fails, especially if it's alt learning. It's all good. Did I do anything on this layer yet? I did not. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this. I'm going to go a little bit darker. Is this the right one? That's what I thought, right? There's this one, and then there's this one. Guess I could just... Okay. And I'm going to go... touch darker. Give this a go. Also, this is a banger. Chrono Trigger has some amazing music. My goodness. This is like an orchestra version of the song. It's just absolutely beautiful. This is one of those tracks that's like hits you in the feels, like, hits me in the feels. Alright, so I could probably even pull this back where I was doing it. Let's just be a little bit more loosey-goosey. Looking at this reference, see if I can mimic my intention here, my intentions with this feather. Maybe just doing it to 1 is not enough. I need to just kind of go through, and this might be one of those ones where I do what I said, where a texture in the way of the feathers themselves and how they flow. Because if the stem, say, is like right here, down the center, if you can see how this is all one big feather, then I want to texture outwards, right? Just undo this. How do I not have the gray? What? Oh, that's a very light gray. How did that happen? Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a lot. Yeah, this is one of those, like, if I do what I just said, I'm gonna be here forever, not getting as smooth of a... Let's just go back to how I was doing this. So... just... Let's just kind of go in here. Let me just start adding color. I think I'm overthinking this. Let's just go for it. I've been overthinking this, weighing a lot the whole way through because I'm like trying to study it and eyeball this slowly. But let's just start getting more comfortable in here. You can always erase it if it doesn't work out. Again, you always want to have your reference up because you know you can be a little bit wild with what you're trying to do, but try to stick to. I try to stick to like whether if this is realistic or not. Is this believable? Even though it technically isn't. You know, there's no such thing as a Tengu with giant crow rings or raven wings. There is. Scary, but especially since this is a stylized piece, just get a little funky with it. Miss Taco, you need to make a decision here. You need to commit. Do you want to lay over there? My wife and I are just excited because so this what's playing right now is from the Undertale orchestra that played some time ago in Japan, but we learned that they were doing some, not this particular orchestra, but like they're doing orchestra music of Undertale in Japan, or not Japan. They're traveling to different parts of the world, and we saw that they were coming in the United States, and at first we were like, I think there was going to be one in LA or Ohio, but we didn't feel as much as we wanted to see it, and we love the music. We weren't ready to commit to traveling for this. But then we saw that they're going to be in our city. I think it's sometime in fall. So we snatched up those tickets as quickly as we could. So I can't wait to listen to the music and probably bawl my eyes out listening to this. Absolutely love the music from Undertale. Yeah, I didn't do the outline of the feathers on the other side. I did not. Let's do that now while we're here. Again, I'm not tracing the entire thing, I'm just adding these darker lines in certain spots. I think it helps defining the thing without it. It's probably word to describe just tracing the whole outline. It gives it a certain look that I'm not really looking for. I like the break in hard lines. So going here, and because I'm kind of being quick and loose about it, I'm getting some happy accidents where I get like a strand like right here. Probably hard to see on the screen, but right here where I'm circling, I accidentally made like, I missed it and I made a strand there. And just kind of, I liked it and I left it alone. You know, it might get colored up at some point later on and it's gone, but if I like it enough, it will stay. There's like so much soul in this music. It's interesting to me. Again, I don't know the full production into like how the music came to be for the game. I understand that Toby Fox is a talented musician. You know, just a very talented individual overall. It was like designing and creating so much of what Undertale is. But I'm always curious if this was his intention, like to create. Like, was he just making music? Just like this is just the music that he just knows to make, and you're just kind of just putting it out there. He wanted, you know, he wanted this particular sound, and that's he really didn't consider just how it be received. He, you know, it affects him in a certain way, but with its own music, but once you put it out there in the wild, did you anticipate just like how people appreciate this music and how beautiful it is? I almost wondered, like, if you introduce this music to someone who never played Undertale, if, like, you know, they would like connect the two, see the connective tissues between the two, or like, oh, it's not what they picture in their head of like the story for the game. Even though the story is there, but you just look at the visuals and the comedy and stuff like that, and you might not think that the story is deep. This is also good music. if you're watching this for the first time, these layers of feathers are very distinct at first, but I'm going to blend the two together so it feels a little bit more naturally flowing into each other. Birds technically have these layers, but they don't really stand out as much. They all lay on top of each other a little bit more naturally, so I'm going to blend that stuff in later. Yes, Hollow Knight. I just played the first one for the first time this year. I think it was this year. Time is kind of blurry nowadays as I get older. But in preparation to play the second one. Still haven't played the second one yet, but I finished this first one and absolutely loved it. It is brutal. That is for sure. Do I need like a... I've been working on a... Usually I work under one brush. I do a lot of my texturing under one brush, but this almost feels like it benefit being a different brush. And man, is this hard to look at shrunken like this. Let's look at this. I almost feel like I'd benefit from the textures. Let's see, let me pick a darker color. Yeah, I think I would benefit from the textures from this other stuff. I should probably make this a different layer. Just keep the layers that I like. Even if I end up painting over it or using some aspect of it. With layers, you can change the opacity of things, erase certain parts without affecting the rest of it. There's a lot of power from layers. Funny because I didn't watch my previous VOD. I'm talking about music, and if the VOD is not picking up on any of the music, that'd be embarrassing. I should probably check that. Let me erase that right there. Let me just check my stream. Now I'm curious. 1 second. Okay, cool. Is that too much? Is that weird? I feel like it's gonna be too different. Changing brushes, I think it's gonna be the texture is gonna be a bit too different from how I have everything else. I think so. All right. I need to really tap into what I'm doing here. Let's change this back to what it was. Does that make sense? Let's turn this down a little bit. Might be too heavy, or feels heavy because there's nothing else around it. Man. Is that right? Feathers are no joke. Look at this other reference that I have while I'm here. Again, I might be overthinking it. Could just be a little bit more simpler of just placing down colors. You know, let's do that. Let's do that, Michael. Just put down the colors, go back and fix it later. Keep saying it. I think. Yeah, let's do what I was just talking about. Oh yeah, it's already starting to feel better. Alright, yeah, I just need to get out of my head here. Just put down the colors. Put color down. You pick up the color, you put down the color. That layer look cut off. There we go. I want to be able to click on it. It's like trying to hide from me. Why is this music so good? See something here. If I create a layer here, and click on this gray here, I'm trying to get rid of this blurriness. Yeah, because it was here. Alright, go back up here. Seems like you can just focus on each of these feathers by themselves. Oops. You know what? That might be fine too. Fuck it. Again, this is stuff I would normally be doing on other parts of a character. Adding in lighter colors and darker colors. It's just I'm not exactly sure how to handle a feather, so this other piece over here for reference. Just let the energy of that piece kind of flow back into me. Just, you know, whatever they did. Maybe I can tap into that energy and let it help me in my decisions. Yeah, it's starting to feel a lot better. Can I sneak this white in? No. It's a little bit harder on these finer bits. Maybe I'm jumping around, but I see it and I want to try it. I see it. Kind of dig it. Kind of dig it. Remember, these finer bits of feathers is like fur. So treat it like fur. You can always clean it later. I kind of want these parts to be still black, but the light might pick up on, or the feather might pick up on some light nearby. Because this is not on its own layer. Probably should have done that on its own layer. Alright, before I continue, let's just do this on its own layer in case I need to reduce the opacity. I was gonna do this as a separate step, but I don't know. I have attention deficit disorder or something, and I lack discipline. I lack discipline here. You know, let's just even leave it here, because sometimes I want to throw in something because I'm enjoying the vibes of it. It helps me with the rest of the character, or the piece that I'm working on, if the vibes are there. Oh jeez, I still have the body on. Hopefully I didn't accidentally texture elsewhere. That'd be an annoying thing to fix up. Turn off the body because I'm only working on the feather. You can lock certain layers so you don't accidentally draw over. As you can see, I can't draw over the body. It's only on the wings. So that's all I want to focus on. I have in the past forgotten to lock things and have big streaks of colors where I didn't want it. It can be annoying. Is the one. Merge this down. Let's take away some of the highlight there. Okay. Alright, let's focus. Right now I'm just off screen, look at my references. I have a lot. Like I can't all have it in one I mean I can rearrange the references all in one space, but right now I'm just panning around to the particular ones I want to look at. I think it's still this one. Oops. Let's put down our darker colors first. It's all been done on one side of the wings too. Ugh. It feels just extra work. I'm repeating it. It's okay, it's okay. It's not really work, it's just... You feel the vibe of something and how it looks, and then just realizing that you have to, like... It just feels like you're doing it over again, because the other side is so similar, kind of like if you're doing a face that's symmetrical. You know, I started it mirrored, but then after I paint so much of it mirrored that I can turn off the mirror and just add the asymmetry in there, and that saves you a lot of time. I'm technically doing that here, but there's a whole other side of the wings that's set up similarly that I wish could benefit from all the work that I'm doing already. Keep flipping back to him. I'm like, am I doing this right? Am I doing this right? Making sure I'm sticking with the style. Let me add highlight back here. I want to stick with the style and to feel like two different pieces. Whoa. Sometimes I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have a feather on both sides. That's like the style guide. This is, I did one feather and all the other feathers should look similarly to this one, even if I do my own thing to it. Eventually, it should all feel like it's all part of the same family. You get that disconnect. I'm trying to feel it. This one in particular that I picked might have been hard. I honed in on one particular on the other side, but I'm having a little bit more trouble on this side. Am I accidentally undoing? Yeah, I'm doing some other work here I want to keep. Is there a feather? Not really. It's, I think I mentioned it before though. The feather on the top side is a bit more scraggly. Might make sense because that's the side that if he were flying, it's getting hit from the top, it's getting hit by rain, getting hit by, like if he's protecting himself, let's say if he closes his wings, like that's the side that gets hit. If you think about it, the front side that we're seeing is kind of like the inner arms and the armpit and stuff like that. Usually if you're protecting yourself, you close your arms. Might be something similar here. Sometimes, especially if it's like a personal character, even if you're working on an existing character, if you think of some story, like what the character's going through, it might help you with what you're doing with the textures. I did an art test some time ago for the studio that I ended up working at, where I had to do a phone, and it was like a prop, treated like a prop for the game, and I know for me, I'm like, well, I wasn't told like if this is an important prop or key prop or anything like that. It's just, here's a prop, and I'm thinking, well, let's say this is an important phone, or I like kind of treating everything. I mean, obviously time dictates how much time you spend on a thing, but I'm supposed to be interacting with this phone, especially in the VR space. Like this phone, I'm gonna get personal with this phone. I'm gonna pick up the phone, I'm gonna look at the phone, I might interact with the phone. So if I'm interacting with this thing, then let's give it some character. So I kind of made up a thing where if this game is like an escape room setup where you need to solve some puzzles and yada yada, kind of like escape room to get out of this room, then let's do a little visual storytelling. So I had it where, the phone had obviously seen some use, but it was seeing some use in particularly in the keys that were mostly interacted with, indicating, oh, these are the, I'm saying keys, but like it was, a phone with numbers, and so I've tried grinding up the numbers that saw the most use, indicating like as a clue to the player. Okay, well, whatever number you are looking for, just know that it's at least these numbers right here. And the game's not going to tell you, it's just, can you put 2 and 2 together? Ooh, dirty phone, dirty numbers, and these other numbers are cleaner. That must mean that the clue is there. 1 second, my headset is dying. There we go. Let's see, save to playlist. At this point I'm adding most of my tracks onto the banger list, but I'm trying to make a list of music that I can play safely as well for Twitch and YouTube. And I've been spending a long time on this feather and it's just not feeling it. That highlight is just not working. So maybe I just take it out. I've been trying to work with it. Maybe I can salvage it in some way, but just wasn't feeling it. I'm still not feeling this one. Why am I feeling it on this side, but not this side? What's the difference here? Why is one side jiving? Alright, maybe I just need to keep adding in dark colors. That might help dictate the rest of the jive. I'm on the wrong layer, but I am committed. How did I end up on the wrong layer? That is the question. Let's just undo this. Let's not regret what we're doing here. I'm already trying to blend in some of these because I'm realizing it's kind of having an impact on how I'm viewing these colors. Or how I'm looking at the values here. Ah! I can't wait to add like more highlights in this. I can feel like sometimes when you add like see like a really nice shadow or a really nice highlight, that helps a piece feel more alive. I think this is what this is needing. I kind of like how the highlight over here helped me like really start feeling like, oh, this is where this is going. Oh, kind of. No, I think. Let's see if I multiply this, turn this down. Is that doing what I wanted to? Whoa, that's not color burn. Kinda, maybe. Let's turn this down some more. Down to 0, so no, not at all. I think what it needs then is just some in its own layer, some darker spots, some darker colors. Maybe. Still trying to jive with what I'm doing. These are pretty dark blacks here, so I might have to turn it down. I have to turn it down here. Turn down for what? Now let's turn this down. Now it is 32% of what I just did there. How does that feel? So if I undo, kinda helps, maybe. Because again, every new layer I create, like it. Maybe if I move this up. Might need to go in here. No, it's not really helping. Let's just delete that. Just might need to go in and start getting in dirty. That kind of helps. Alright, maybe I start adding in highlights in these other spots. That might help too. Again, I can always undo, change the opacity, whatever. Erase sections as long as I have everything in its own layer. And remind myself too, because sometimes I forget to do that. Or like, especially when you're zoomed in, you overdo it. Sometimes just doing it to some spots and not all spots is good enough. Hi, Mama. I know you're still feeling hungry. You ate, Mama. Trying to imagine the light is coming up here. So let's say these particular feathers are getting the light. Again, this will animate, like that's the thing with like hand painted textures for a thing that's animating. Like maybe if this was a statue, you can really lean into a lot harder where the lights and shadows are coming from, but those need to look good from a lot of angles, and you can still paint in lights and shadows. Like, don't be afraid to paint in dark shadows and stuff like that and stronger highlights, but just remember, if I were to flip this character upside down, yes, logically the light should shift too, but if it still looks good, even if it breaks the rules of science, then that trade-off is, I think most people will accept that trade-off mentally, like it's alright. Or at least I know for me, it's like, it's fine. Does that make sense? This feels like a new layer situation. There goes my layers off the screen again. Clipping a butthole. What happens if I move stuff around here? Bear with me for a second. Nope. Oh, I just hit undo. Oh boy. Something like this. And the colors can be... oh god. Can you please go back to where you were? Alright, let's just move all of this down here. Alright, this feels better. Feels better. Are you two of the same things? What's happening here? It's color swatches and then color. The fuck? I get what it's doing, but kind of just repeating what it's just already doing. So just not different enough. Kind of like what that's doing. Right now I'm still focusing on like each feather or each group of feather. I can really affect where highlights and shadows are or dark spots later on a bigger scale. For now I'm gonna focus it on these sections, so especially I'm still learning how to deal with texturing feathers. There is a song playing. Their orchestra can be quiet. This is one of the songs that gets me emotional. And for different reasons than others, it's just Toby Fox's music, or mainly a lot of the songs in Undertale took on a new meaning for me. It might be similar to his intentions of the song, but kind of like adopted the music to mean, because it just makes me feel a specific way that reminds me of things in my life. I lost my cats, lost two of my cats, and this music, this particular melody, I associate with them. It just gives me that energy, it reminds me of them, and I miss them a lot. though the song is tied to the game and, you know, moments in the game. For me, it reminds me of my cats, so the songs of my cats. Such a good song. It was my wife that introduced me to Undertale, or encouraged me to play Undertale. First I didn't play it because I definitely had a phase of like, especially when there's so many games to play, I'm like, alright, well, game needs to meet, you know, like kind of just hit the vibes or the things that I look for into the game. And I'm sure there's a lot of games that I missed that, like, because I look at the art or whatever, or I assume based off of footage that, oh, it probably plays this way, that it's not for me, but it ends up actually being a lot more in line with what I'm looking for in video games than I would have thought. So, and there's a lot of games that, like, I'd feel that way, but eventually I cave in because I just see, not cave in is the word, but I would just like, alright, I think I've seen enough to be convinced that, yeah, this might be for me. And Undertale was one of them. Kingdom Hearts was the other one. Did not want to play those games for a while. It's not even because I was hating it, like, oh, because a Disney thing or whatever. It's just I didn't see enough about it to be like, yeah, that game's for me. But I was always curious, always keeping an eye out, always willing to try a game that's received so well as well. Like, alright, let's see what the deal is. Yeah, I'm glad I played it. I actually saw a Let's Play of it first, because I didn't think I would ever get to it, but alright, let me at least see it played. And kind of regret seeing the Let's Play. I'm glad, I mean, Let's Play got me to play it. But I wish I just played it on my own and experienced those moments myself instead of through someone else's eyes. Yeah, the game story hits differently when you're the one in control. You're the one making where you don't actually have to color everything. You just imply that the whole thing is feathers, and the rest of it could just be a solid color, which I might have to do here myself. That highlight might be too harsh. It's right now kind of okay. Keep an eye on it. Ah! Goes again. Let me just make that all one color. No, it feels like it needs some sort of distinction. Ah! 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 What's up? 1 second. You ate, baby girl. So I think this light over here is distracting for now. Sweetness, why are you yelling at me? You wait. No, baby. Hey, baby. Feathers are hard. I mean, eventually you're gonna get to a point where like I don't need to texture the whole thing, but again, like it's easier for me with the body to, oh my god, this is where the highlight's gonna be, and like get creative with the highlights and the shadows. I'm unfamiliar with feathers, so just like I threw down a white highlight, I'm like, oh, I like that here, but I don't want to go too crazy with it because then the whole thing is just gonna look like this, and I don't want that. I just keep trying, and yeah, it's getting there.
I thought you banned Wes for some
I know.
reason. My brain was like, you banned Wes.
No, it's just every day there's always people advertising for
advertising the AI or whatever.
yeah viewership. Like,
yeah.
go fuck yourself. I don't need that. Anyone spending money on that is a bunch of dumb. Shoulda. Oh, he was this close. I'm gonna take a break though. Let's see. I need like a break screen if anyone does tune in. I unfortunately need to stop the music because there is definitely licensed music. Let's see. Can I add a break? Let's see. Text. Can I add text? Baby girl, you need to chill out. Text. And this text says, be right back. What font do we have? Select font. Be right back. Text transform. Other options do I have here? Outline. That's a vertical center. What the? Oh no, it's alignment. Didn't I just click on outline somewhere? Oh boy. This is a thing. Baby girl. I think the white is fine. Gradient, no, okay, I'm getting way too crazy with this. I just need it to say, be right back. Oh yeah, what the heck? Why did the outline do that? Well, now it's just gonna bother me. Hold up. I clicked on outline and then it just opened up a bunch of options. Here it is. Goodbye. So, baby girl, you need to stop. Stop. You can't be begging all day. You were just fed. Actually, the safest thing I could do is with this music is just have it repeat for now. Alright. I'll be right back. I needed that break so I can look at this in a different eyes. No, it's too bright. This is the other part of the highlighting where there's probably some highlights up here, right? Some highlights. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? Nah, I'm fine without the highlights there. Probably those are final touches, I think, not now. This one's a little harder. Got a little bit of this row that's peeking underneath the row above it. It's not sticking out too much, but it's so close in value that I'm not sure if that distinction is made. Just color this in again. Still, feathers are hard, man. It's part in MGS3. So good. No, undo. Baby, no, you have to wait. Wait, this is an entirely different layer that I'm touching here. Undo, 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 undo. Sort of related, but not. Oh no. I need to find the layer. Okay, let's merge down, merge down. That one's not it. Nope, still not it. Wow. Is it that one? Holy crap, finally found it. Let's just all make them the same value. I think my problem was not committing to a value. So I wasn't sure what I wanted, but I got it here, so I might as well use it, right? Excuse you? Did not click on it. Okay. I'm being dumb. Okay. Let's try this again. I was on the wrong layer. Which one's the mid one here? Is that what I want? No. Let's decide on the middle one. Okay, that's the mid one. I'm not going crazy, right? We'll add our first highlight layer. Do I still want to go in this direction though? Or does it start changing here? Hi, baby girl. Ah. Okay, cats. Danny's trying to work. You need to decide on what you want to do. You want to get off the lap or not? Where's it, Mama? she's thinking about a lot. Looks like she's deciding to stay on Daddy's lap. understand how it picks a lighter color when I'm doing the color picker. Please stop. Taco, go ahead. I don't mind the highlights here, but I think it's too strong. Ah. No. It's such a good song. I'm trying to remember exactly. Like, it's a battle song, right? All the bosses had really cool battle music, so I can't quite remember when this one plays. It's been too long since I played it. I'm doing... that feels pretty good. Too high, but I'll fix that later. I think for now I'm just going to focus on this one side, and if I end up driving with what's happening, I'll just take a screenshot and use that as reference for the other side, because the back and forth is, I think, what's causing me to slow down and making a good push on the feathers should feel like, and I'm probably highlighting too much and rendering, I should say, I'm probably rendering too much on these parts without the rest of it. But again, it helps me just getting it to a certain point where I start feeling what the, like, if the wings were its own character, it's probably a better word, but like getting the sense of like, oh, this is what this is supposed to look like. Now I have an idea of where this is going. I have something similar when I do the ignoring the wings and the rest of this, just the body of the character. I tend to render out the head early, not to finish, but like get it to a decent state so I start feeling what this character kind of just what the personality is and the look of the target look of what the rest of the texturing will look like. There's just so many factors involved into just getting something in there. So I'll get the head in and I'm like, alright, this is what the character is. This is what the character encompasses. And that'll help dictate the rest of this. And I mentioned this before, kind of like a style guide as well. It really helps me. So once I get this row of feathers in, it feels like I can have an idea what to do with the rest of them. Ben Starr's voice in my head right now. I don't know what he's saying, but just I feel like he's saying some sort of line before he's finishing off the enemy. That's enough. It's over. Spot on, Ben Starr. I think that black is too defined there. That's a good song too. Some of these playing from yesterday, I mentioned this before, I have like 3,700 tracks and I keep hearing the same ones. Like I feel like YouTube Music has given up trying to look at it, the whole thing, the whole library is one, and it just picks like the first, I don't know, let's say the first 1,000. And that's the only ones that are getting randomized. I swear, I keep hearing the same tracks. That feather's kind of weird. Ah, why? And this artist is also really ridiculous. I can't quite remember the full story, but like it was just Silent Hill 1 was kind of a crazy production. Like there's a really good, I think there's good documentaries already covering it, but like it was kind of like a wild project to be working on where they just like it was just like one of those great stories of just the perfect team to work on that sort of title, because like a lot of the people that were on that project, you know, they had the task to work on this sort of survival horror thing, the rise of Resident Evil and all that stuff, but they had people kind of like working on they had like titles and stuff like that, like director and art artists and musicians that weren't really, that wasn't really their profession or something. Like maybe they dabbled in it, but you know, the musician, what was he? Was he a programmer or something? I forget. I forget what the entire story is, but like they had people work on it that were capable of doing more than one thing, and they would have someone who kind of knew 3D that would render out the CG cutscenes and stuff like that, and you know, they look great, but when you looked at it, you would just assume like it was just done by someone who knew exactly what they were doing, but no, there was just, lack of a better term, like a novice, like taking responsibility of that just because they had an idea of what to do. They might have dabbled in it for a little bit, and you know, they nailed it. They knocked it out of the park. It was really cool. Oops. What time is it? So probably I'll do this for another 30 minutes before I start cooking, prepping my meal and all that. Slowly but surely getting there. Where's my hair? Like I could actually see. sense? No. And now I'm hitting a point where like I'm trying to see how far I should take these highlights before it starts feeling like it's just too many highlighted feathers, because I do want a good amount of these to remain dark. So now I'm just kind of feeling it out. So far, this is probably one where like I wish there was like a reference to someone already having done this. Let's see where their train of thought might have been while doing it. Could borrow the idea or get inspiration from that. But I do not. I mean, the real life references, like that's just kind of based off of the lighting of that scene. Yeah, I have this really awesome rendered photo of a can't tell if it's a crow or a raven, but you know, it's the lighting is much different than how I want to set up this scene, so I can't quite rely on that. How I want to do the rest of these feathers. I just know I don't want to over render it where you can see every individual feather. Some of it is just gonna blend into each other, but how, just kind of trial by error. Trial and error, I should say. Why does it keep doing that? I never played Ocarina of Time. I'm planning on doing a playthrough of like the mainline Zelda games I can get my hands on in preparation for Ocarina. My first full playthrough of any Zelda is Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which they're both similar. Obviously, one is built upon the other. But that's a very particular style of Zelda. I never got to play or experience the other type, the other side, the other style. So this feels like it needs... This needs something here. Just kind of stops. This is too jagged. And just play. I might have duplicates in here. Let play again because Metal Gear is one of my favorite games. I mean, Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 3 are my top 2 games. And in them, they have awesome soundtracks. Like, it feels too flat if I leave this as a solid color, so I'm trying to give it some dimensions without being too rendered. I think that trick is... I'm having a little trouble with that trick. The trick of the eye. Yeah, that's where I have the midtones and lighter tones and all that stuff, but I had it, and I started rendering it, and I think I lost it. So I might just have to reset. Yeah, I think I lost it. I forgot what I was playing. I remember saying, "This is my dark, this is my mid," and then I just kind of got lost in the sauce instead of following my steps. So, yeah, I swear I have never been officially diagnosed. I have like ADD or something. Tend to lose focus way too easily. Way too easily. Summer Game Fest is happening right now. They are on Pokemon Fire Red. I think they're racing each other. Actually, no, what are they doing? They're doing bingo? What is this? It's hard to tell from back here. Looks like there's like a board behind them that's being tracked. Elite Four round 2. I honestly cannot tell what they're competing. This looks interesting. I usually like the competing ones on Summer Game Fest. I would watch a whole esport thing, you know, they have like Evo for fighting games or whatever. I'd watch one for like just competitive, I don't know if you want to call it speedruns, but I guess they're competitive speedruns, but just quick. It's either a race or there's one where it's like bingo, where you try to get bingo or as many things off the list as possible of the bingo card. So you rush to specific points. Like if it tells you to kill a specific boss or whatever, you get that bingo slot. But if you get it, the other person doesn't. So that sort of becomes a race, and yeah, it can be fun and entertaining. And you know, the other person doesn't know what the person doesn't know what the other person's at, so you can't, you won't find out whether they're there or not until like, you know, one person completes it, and yeah, it can get pretty crazy. Okay, let's start cleaning this up. There's some spots in here that are just messy. think I need that one like that. Feels a little bit better. Maybe thickening it up. And I can have one strand that goes out. I can, any strand work I can probably do at the end once everything's rendered out. It'd be annoying to try to render the feather underneath it where there's a single strand that's in the way. Ah, there's that light. Bum, bum. No. Let's do that. Oh, this one's a good one. This is a good one. That one felt good. I always love the Traverse Town music. It's so calming. Looking okay. Ah, why? Up, saving. Do I want to keep it dark there, or... Yeah, that feels good. Ooh, oh, we're gonna get too tiny, too tiny. I've been working on this layer for a while. Let's just turn on a different layer. Did I just add this to the list? I think so. Yeah. Man, this song is just... I mean, the track is called Battle Against a True Hero. Just... Oh, I can't quite remember when it plays. It's towards the end. I just remember the whole ending sequence of music. One after the other, just... Chef's kiss. Though I didn't play these Zeldas, still appreciate their music. Most games, I like to play the game first before I grab their music offline, or sorry, online. So I understand the context of the song, or formed an opinion about it based off of what I've experienced. But some of these songs have just come my way throughout the years that, like, I heard it, I'm like, alright, well, I need to grab it. It's too good not to grab. No. I was seeing if I could extend that highlight, but no, where it is, it's good. If anything, I might need to just start adding in some darker spots. Oh, here's a... Did this just play? I already forget. I think it did just play. What's happening here with... Let me look at my playlist here. Is it truly shuffling? There's a good chance that I was right. Just too many songs for it to handle. But it's so good, I don't mind hearing it again.